Welcome to Aired Out, brought to you by Capital Showplace Montpelier and Paramount Theater Barre. At FGBtheaters.com, CW Print and Design in Barre, at CWPrintDesign.com, Peak Entertainment, PeakDJ.com, Cruise Planners, your land and cruise experts. In Vermont, CruisePlanners.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions of Williamstown, CBDCrave.com. Presented by CVTV, Public Access Channel 192 and 194, CVTV723.org, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, Route 14 East Montpelier. Custom orders, rough, kiln dry, plain, tongue and groove, or shiplap. FontaineMillworks.com and Fly on the Wall Productions. Now, let's get aired out. And a very good Wednesday afternoon. I'm JD Green. You've got aired out. It is gorgeous outside right now. The sun is shining. We've got beautiful, beautiful weather. Maybe a few sprinkles and some clouds pushing in for the afternoon, but a real nice day. And Roger Hill says a little bit of a heat wave that's coming in for next week. So plenty of summer weather still ahead. You've got aired out, yeah, presented by Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance of Orange, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks of East Montpelier, and we got some real exciting things down the pipe here with Project Independence. We're going to be working with them real soon. Shelly and Sue and all the gals over there. I'm so excited to be bringing them on board. We'll let you know more about that in just a little bit. I have two incredibly good-looking gentlemen who are right next to me right now.
Stud.
You know,
Stud right here.
Chris Wright is probably, honestly, for his age,
For real.
of,
I love that.
65.
Remove the for his age part. He's
just
naturally stud.
for what he is,
Yeah.
just an amazing. I mean, everyone talks about him.
For real.
And here's the other thing is, and this doesn't happen often, but his wife thinks that he's drop dead gorgeous too.
Well, I mean,
And
look at the cannons he's got
how
right
often
here.
do you hear that?
I know, right? I know.
I never do. So.
I have with me. I've got to grab my pen here. I have with me Chris Wright and Chris Autry. So when I yell Chris, you both look at me.
That's right.
Man, I'm so happy to have you in here. Chris was a little on the fence. He was hesitant about coming on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, anytime you put a mic in front of him, he gets a little bashful. But I'm so glad that he's here with us. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you do, who you are, your church. I've been wanting to have you guys on for a while now, and I know you and I played a little bit of phone tag. You thought I forgot about you, but here's the thing. Chris and I are very similar. We're going a million miles an hour. We got a lot on the plate, but we don't forget things. I've never forgot to get in touch with you, my man.
No, I know you didn't, but I saw you in the parade, and I couldn't help but give you a fist bump on live TV, and then give Joe Staub a little bit of love too.
And then you handed me this.
I did.
Which we're gonna, and I still have it.
Are you going to come play tomorrow?
Well, the question is, are you going to autograph this? But we have to talk about the Faith Community Church, and of course, Chris has been a member for hundreds of years, and he'll be speaking up and telling us about his role with the church, which is a lot. This guy next to you, and he almost didn't come on the show today, but this guy next to you is, dare I say, maybe your right-hand man?
For real. You know, there's a small group of core guys at our church that provide leadership and sacrifice time, effort, money, the whole kit caboodle, and Chris is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize, you know, there's a lot of nights Chris is at the church at midnight.
Right.
If not later, and then is there early the next morning.
Right.
So a lot of times if I'm rolling in around 9, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there, Chris has already been there in the morning, long before I have.
Yeah.
And mainly to make sure that I've locked the doors and turned the lights off.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Like, let's be honest. And so he
One time.
Yeah, he helps clean up my messes.
Yeah.
And so, but we are, man, we are so blessed with Chris Wright and Lisa Wright.
The whole family.
The whole family, yeah. Alex is our worship leader, his son, who's getting married in a week, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to be a father-in-law. Again, right?
Yeah.
So,
Gramps.
Yeah.
Gramps.
Is he a grandpa?
He doesn't
he
look
is
like a
he is
grandpa,
gramps?
right?
Yeah, five-
He is
five
a
grand.
grandpa.
Five. Okay. All right.
Yep, a couple of them are at the house right now.
Wow. And he's not a bad bass player and singer.
Not and the neat thing is that our sound booth is on the back side of the sanctuary, and I took a picture a few weeks ago. I walked in the back door of the church, and he's running sound while playing bass at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I'm a one-track thinker. I don't know how he does that.
I am totally not surprised by that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It wasn't very good. Started doing more things. It wasn't very good.
Now, so
We would disagree.
listen. Let's get to the meat of it. I want to learn about you. I've just met you just 5-10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
but I want to get to know you a little bit, and I want our community to get to know you too. I'll tell you right now, this show is going to be a lot more than just about a church that's right here in our backyard.
Yeah.
A lot more than just a church. You guys have a camp that's going on right now.
We do. It's a part of a greater effort this week. It's called Go Week, and there's a collaboration of churches. Ours is one of them that have come together for this week, and we've got 5 projects where we are serving our community, and we just want to literally be a blessing to this community.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if a lot of people realize this, how great, it's a privilege to live in Barre. You know, Barre gets a bad rap every now and then, and I hear people say things about Barre. They don't really know how great of a community this is.
Thanks
And
for
so
saying that, brother.
we as a church are wanting to take steps forward to add to the goodness of this community. And so we have, one of the projects we've got a basketball camp. It started on Monday from 8:30 to 12:30. We are part of the food program, so kids can come and get 2 meals, breakfast and lunch.
Right there at the camp.
Right there at the camp. The city has allowed us to use for the past 3 years the Rotary Park basketball courts. And Barre City Elementary Middle School let us use their restrooms. And we serve kids 2 meals. We teach basketball fundamentals. We share the good news of Jesus Christ with them. And then and then we end at 12:30. And this year we've added an additional camp. So we've got the regular morning camp in Barre, but then in Williamstown at Salty Field, from 5:30 to 7:30, we're hosting another camp for all the kids in Williamstown, and all of it's free. Every bit of it's free.
That was my question.
Yeah,
That was my next question.
doesn't cost anything. Either things have been donated, or we just try to use every resource we possibly can and every network in our community. Like Stephanie Quaranta, I hope I said
Yes.
it right. I mean, she is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so she's been a big help to us. But it doesn't cost kids anything to come to our camp. But that's not all that we're doing this week. We've got right now, we've got a construction crew that's rebuilding a roof for a family in Middlesex. And our churches have donated. We've got a couple grants, and we're covering the whole cost of repairing that roof. Right now, as they're in their home, or not right now, but before this week started, they were in their home. When it rained straight through the roof. Hopefully by the end of the week, we're going to have it done. I know, because Vermonters do things the right way, I know that if it's not done by Friday, it's going to be done before next week gets here.
Wow.
Barre Housing Authority has just purchased some new apartments. We've got a crew that has gone in and helped with the demo work. We wanted to provide as much free labor as we can. Guys like Chris here, who's an electrician, we've got guys like this in several of our churches, and they're willing to donate their time, expertise, energy, effort. And so what we're trying to do is take these guys and show them that, man, God can use them to share the good news of Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And then in addition to that, Tender Loving Home Care. I don't know if you know about them.
I do.
Man, they're phenomenal. And so in addition to that, hopefully if we have time this week, we're going to send a crew over there to help with some of their renovation work. But eventually, I'm hoping that after this week, our churches can partner together and continue these projects throughout our community. I told the mayor, we don't have the financial resources, but man, we got manpower.
Yeah.
And then
You do a lot.
Yeah, talking about nursing homes, man. We've got right now today. We're trying to target 3 different nursing homes in our community that we can help with the activities. And so right now, my wife and son, are at
Woodridge.
Woodridge. I'm
Right
sorry.
up the road.
Thank you. Yep. And so they're allowed to spend an hour and a half, I think, a day. And so they're at Woodridge right now doing some activities. And then we're helping Connecting Hope on Saturday with their back to school bash.
Really?
Yep. And that's going to be at the Granite Museum.
Tell me
at 10
a little
a.m.
bit more about that. I
So-
gotta get my pen here.
So Connecting Hope, so it's like churches like ours, man. Again, we don't have the financial resources that larger churches have, and so what we do is we partner together with a group called Connecting Hope, and what Connecting Hope is doing is help us provide services. Like if a family comes to us and says, "Man, I got a need," and we financially can't help them. What we do is we send them to Connecting Hope. At Connecting Hope, because we give to them, we partner with them, we work together to help supply the needs for those families. And so Saturday, they've got a back-to-school bash at the Granite Museum. It starts at 10 a.m., and it goes till 2, and we're giving away free school supplies. So anything and everything on the school supply list, we're totally giving it away. I think they're projecting 150 people showing up.
What is it called again?
It's Back to School Bash
Back to School Bash.
with Connecting Hope.
Okay.
And then the final thing we're doing this week, and this is the thing that's really that's just really, I'll be honest, kind of touched my heart. So a few weeks ago, I never really knew what Capstone Community Action did.
Oh, man, I was emailing them last night. They're going to be coming on here real soon. We were late last night. We were in a email and Facebook conversation, and great people.
Oh,
Amazing.
They are
Man.
fantastic.
Talk about a big umbrella. I mean, they cover it all over there.
They do, and
They're coming on here real soon.
I've been here for 3 years, and all the thing I knew about them was the weatherization project.
Yeah, no
But
way.
there is so much more they do.
Sure.
They've got a food pantry, and hopefully I'm going to say this right. They've got a food pantry, and people will come in during the week and get food, and not just like canned food, boxed food.
No.
Like they got frozen food.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that,
Fresh produce.
yeah, I mean,
amazing.
It's not like something we would have at the church where we just have a few boxes of spaghetti. You could get entire meals there.
Sure.
And then you could take a cooking class
Yeah.
from a trained Necky chef.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just unreal to me.
Of course.
So I walked in just trying to ask questions. How as a church can we partner with you? And we sat down and talked. I noticed that their food pantry runs empty around Wednesday, Thursday of most weeks. And I was like, man, that's not going to do. So we did a couple food drives a few weeks ago, and just to kind of test run, see how this thing worked. That ended up opening doors with the manager at Walmart and the manager at Shaw's. They are completely open with us doing food drives. This week, they've got some other donors that are there, so we don't want to give donor fatigue. But we as a church, our last project is to do a food drive and at FCC, and it's every night this week from 5:30 to 7:30. And then on Friday, they'll still take donations, but they're going to be sorting. And we're hoping to donate 500 pounds of food, feminine supplies, those kinds of things to Capstone Community Action. And then you know Sergeant Bassett. So we've got John and Becky Pellegrini. They've started a backpack ministry for backpacks for the homeless. So we're collecting stuff in addition to that for to put in backpacks and hand out to various homeless families. Actually, we'll just give it to him and let him hand them out in the community. So
Bassett knows them all.
he does, man. Man, what a tremendous guy.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't met him, but everything I've heard about him just sounds amazing.
He was in here a couple of months back and got a big award right here on Aired Out.
No way.
Yeah, a little surprise. You go on and watch it.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
I don't think I've caught that episode.
Yeah.
I've watched a few, by the way, man.
Have you?
Yeah. Well,
Wow,
that's how I knew
he's-
how to dress today. I knew I could come between camps. And I knew it was okay
But
for
here's
Chris to show off.
here's the thing. You know, and we just said this off camera a little while ago. God just wants you to be here the way you are.
Yeah, man.
Because that's all you're doing. You don't have time to get dressed up all the time,
And you know, man, that's the beautiful part of our faith.
right?
If you show up to FCC, man, we are genuine. There's no pretentiousness.
FCC,
Faith Community
Faith
Church,
Community Church,
Yep.
right next to the Granite Museum.
right next to the Granite Museum. You're not gonna when you come in, you're not gonna have any kind of pretentiousness from anybody. We are who we are. There's no facade.
Yeah.
You know, I'll even tell you, man, things I'm wrestling with, struggling with, and working through, and
Yeah.
because, man, I want people to see how the good news of Jesus Christ is working in a jacked up guy like me. You know,
That's cool.
so
That's great. And that approach is really going to allow, and I know we're getting off topic here a little bit, but that's going to allow a younger community to get back into the church.
Absolutely.
Keep those churches alive.
absolutely,
We're hearing in the media that we're losing our churches.
and we are. And I forget the statistic. I said it the other day. It's roughly about 10,000 churches a year close across the United States. You know, part of my background has been in church revitalization and church planting. And so the reason churches close, the primary reason they close is because they lose sight of the mission. They lose sight of the fact that we got good news. And our world longs to hear good news. We were just talking about some of the struggles that this kind of going on in each other's lives around here. Man, all of us need to know, not just kind of passively understand, but man, we need to know that Jesus Christ is Lord and He loves us with an immeasurable love. And I hope as a church that not only that's the message we proclaim, but that's the message we show. And that's what we want to show our community. All that we do, everything.
Proclaiming it's one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you know, I thought you were going to say money.
No.
Keeping the lights on.
No, matter of fact, if you go and watch the last several months, I make it clear as a church. While I love lights and strobe lights, that kind of stuff, I think it's great. That's not the goal. The goal of our church is not money. The goal of our church is to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ. The goal of our church is, if it means that, man, we got stains on the walls and on the carpets, but man, we are leading people to a growing relationship in Jesus Christ, then we will have stains on the carpets till Jesus comes back. Because, man, we want you to know that you can have a relationship with Jesus Christ.
That's
and
cool.
That's the higher priority more than anything else.
Wow. What are worship times over there?
So we gather at 10 a.m., but here's the truth, right? Truth is we don't really start till about 10:15, right?
10,
Usually.
15.
Like
You're 14 minutes, 15 minutes off pace?
look, listen, man, that's like listen, if I've learned anything, Vermonters, like that's a 10 a.m. for Vermonters, right? like if I tell them the truth, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like so we say 10 a.m., but if you get there like 10:12, you know, the song might be playing.
Right.
We might start, but hey, come on in, man. Ain't nobody gonna tell you to.
And when do you finish up? Whenever the heck you want.
About 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. No, about 11:30.
Yeah.
We finish up about 11:30. I preach for about 45 minutes, and we do 5-6 songs. Alex just changed it, and we spend some time in prayer. You know, one of the things we're trying to do, just personally as a pastor, is trying to increase kind of the relational aspect. I want people to kind of get to know who they're sitting next to. So we're trying to do some small things in worship to, hey, man, turn around and, man, just tell your neighbor what God did in your life this week. Get like one quick sentence, you know, shot in the arm kind of a thing. But, yeah, it's usually about an hour and a half, you know, tops. And then we go home and watch the Steelers beat the Patriots. That's
Yes,
what we do
of course.
every Sunday.
Of course.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
luck with that.
And eat. And eat.
And eat. That's
Yeah.
right, man. My wife's a good cook.
We have to find out from Chris what you do. I know you do a lot more than just playing the bass, but you love this church, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's your life. You
Started-
and Lisa.
We started out when it was meeting in the basement of the Hollow Motel. I was in one conference room in the basement of
Really?
the Hollow Motel. Yep. That's where it was when we first started going.
Wow.
And then they decided that they were going to buy this building
Yeah.
and put the church in there. And
Which I think was used to hold granite, wasn't it?
no, it was Hull Printing. It was a
Oh
print-
my
print
gosh,
shop.
that's right.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
And I thought they were crazy, and there was no way it was going to happen because
Yeah.
it was like $450,000, and we had 30 people going to church.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but it worked out.
Wow.
I think they ended up paying the building off in I don't know, like 7 or 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Gave me a chance to do some electrical stuff, had to rewire it
Yeah.
to accommodate, it as a church instead of a print shop.
Sure.
And it's just been growing ever since. Had its ups and downs, and
And how many years ago was that about?
oh gosh,
So
11,
2019.
12, something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So not that long ago.
Yeah.
Really?
8 years, maybe.
Well, the church is 15 years old this year.
Okay, and I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't know when they moved into the building because I wasn't there.
Sure. Yeah. So what's the Southern Draw all about? What's going on now?
So man, I know I can't avoid it, dude. And I try. I really. I stopped drinking sweet tea. I do, man. I did.
You got the hush puppies going on?
Listen, man, I don't turn down hush puppies.
No,
bro.
of course
I don't-
not.
I don't tell my doctor. She might watch this, and then she'll.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, she'll get. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm from North Carolina originally. I'm a Tar Heel through and through.
Really?
Yes, I bleed Carolina blue.
Now, what's the difference between the North Carolina barbecue sauce and the South Carolina barbecue sauce? One's got the vinegar in it.
Well, first of all, you need to know I'm a little bit of a connoisseur on this, and two, I made some people mad in Vermont when I first got here because somebody made me New England barbecue, and I critiqued them.
Yeah.
So you might get hate mail from this, and then they
That's
shut
fine. No, that's
that
fine.
place shut down after that. I'm saying, but irregardless. So in Eastern North Carolina. So think
Eastern.
Right.
Yes.
everything from I-95 to the coast. That is a vinegar-based barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So
Which is lighter in color,
yep,
and it's a little looser.
right. A little looser. It's
Tangy.
spicy, tangy. It's kind of a the sauce is red, but once it hits the meat just kind of soaks it up.
Yes.
But then you got Western North Carolina sauce, and so you want to think,
I like the Western.
yeah, the tomato base.
Yes.
it's good too.
Yeah.
it's good too. See, I'll be honest with you, I love them all, right? But my mom is from South Carolina, and so I have deep roots in South Carolina as well. And
That's not a whole different sauce, is
It
it?
is. It's mustard based.
Oh, I see. I don't think I've had that one.
You
So I was talking about the East and West. Okay.
Yeah, South Carolina has mustard base, and it's a whole new level of barbecue. And that's really, if you want to know the real divide between North and South Carolina, it is vinegar based, tomato based, mustard based barbecue. It is, and listen, it's like I'm a traitor to my North Carolina heritage to prefer my South Carolina family roots.
Yeah.
But man, my mom grew up in a town that's the home of mustard-based barbecue. It's called Sheely's Barbecue.
Really?
And I tried to have it shipped here, and I couldn't afford it. No kidding. When my grandfather died, this
Christmas present right there.
is right.
So he didn't tell me. I mean,
I know, right? I gotta. Yeah, when my grandfather died, we were at the wake, and my wife was, Chris, I'm starving. I gotta get something to eat. And I said, listen, babe, it's 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. Just hold off a little bit more. We'll be, this line's going to shorten down and be good. All of a sudden, she takes off. And I just thought maybe she went to the restroom or something or to get some water. No. She came back 45 minutes later. And she went to Sheely's, man. They opened the door for her. She told her, like, I'm married into the Oswalds. And then, like, yeah. And you know what? She'd bring me none. Man. She didn't bring me none. And so I, but anyway, yeah, I'm a mustard. But I like them all. I will not turn down any.
Yeah.
I had some friends of ours that came to Vermont a few weeks ago, made us Eastern North Carolina barbecue sauce. I still have the jug of sauce at the house.
Wow. My mom and dad lived in New Bern
Yeah.
for a little while. Went down there and tried some of that sauce, and you know, they put it on the shredded pork there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey,
wow!
you know what? You got to
With the coleslaw right in there.
Yeah, that's
I was like, whoa, wait, hang on, what are you doing?
that's a good day, bro.
It's the way
Yeah,
to do it.
that was
That's
a good day.
Good day.
I think it was Moe's Barbecue is what it was called. Right there on Route 17, I think it is. Or
Yep.
Martin Luther
17 runs
King,
through New Bern. Yep.
Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Yep.
Familiar with it?
I'm not familiar with Moe's, but I know 17 really well
Yeah.
because I went to college down in Wilmington.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So what brought you up here to Vermont?
man, that's a long story. But the short end of it is that
Were you preaching down there?
Yeah, yeah. I'm from the Raleigh area originally,
Raleigh.
and so my story is I had to eat my I will nevers before God. God literally made me eat all of them. So I promised in college a group of buddies that I would never marry a Duke fan. Like, it's true. And then, man, my wife, she's gorgeous. And I didn't care that she was a Duke fan. You know what I'm saying? And so I married a Duke fan. And
How many friends did you lose?
well, you know, they understood. They understood.
That's a good friend.
That is, right? I promised my senior pastor I would never become a senior pastor. I was a student pastor underneath him and loved working with students at the time. And I saw how stressed he was. And I said, man, I'm never going to be the senior pastor. And then he literally retired suddenly. And I actually went to being the senior pastor overnight. It was like everybody in the church looked at me and realized I loved it. And so moved on from there and pastored in the Raleigh area and then pastored in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And then I promised my wife in June of 2005 on a street corner in Nashua, New Hampshire. I was working with a guy who was starting a new church there and promised my wife we would never move to New England and we would never plant a church. Church planters, they're too poor, it's too hard, and there's not good barbecue here. That's literally what I said, man.
serious?
I'm not kidding. And my wife just, you know, she knows how to deal with me, and so she kind of brushed it off. And then in 2010, man, the Lord just, as I was studying His Word, just kind of impressed upon me, man, take the gospel to the unreached. And it was just over and over and over again as I kept reading it through His Word. It was like God just hit repeat every day to me. And I fell in love with the city of Pittsburgh. And the city of Pittsburgh is considered a graveyard to churches. But
Really?
Yeah, it really is. It's also like the Catholic of the East Coast. I mean, excuse me, the Vatican of the East Coast. But it's that pastors go there. It's hard. It's a hard place to serve. It's a difficult city to get around in. It's a beautiful city with fantastic people. But God really burdened us just move there and start a new church. And so we did, and called Abide Church. I still wear our T-shirts sometimes. And started a new church, and church planting takes funding. And our funding ran out early. And so we, in that time, fell in love with the North. We absolutely fell in love with it. We didn't want to leave the North. And so a few months later, I was at a meeting and ran into a friend of mine who, Steve and Ellen Carter, who live here for 6 months out of the year, and they serve in a role helping North Carolina Baptist churches serve Vermont Baptist churches with mission projects and that kind of thing. And so they came to me and said, man, there's a church in Barre, Vermont. Do you know where that is? I said, I have no clue where Barre, Vermont is. And they said, man, it's central Vermont, right next to the state capitol. They're looking for a pastor that will help in church revitalization and church planting. Would you be interested? And sent in my resume the next week. One of our elders, Matt Curtis, called me, and we moved here. That was November 2015. We moved here beginning of February 2016.
Moved here in February.
Yeah. You know what? It was that year that it didn't snow.
Oh,
And then I moved here and put snow tires on my
Yeah.
on my car.
Yeah.
And like that was Monday, and like Tuesday, 8 inches. It was crazy.
hammer time.
Right. But man, I tell you, we love Vermont. I've always lived in major cities, but there's nothing like the community of Vermont, like the Barre Heritage Day.
Yeah.
Like we don't like in the South, we don't celebrate stuff. Like we might have a parade.
Yeah.
There might be a little festival, but like the town doesn't come out to celebrate the town. You know what I mean? Or I should say the city, the community.
Yeah.
And we just love it, man. The quality of life here. I know everybody wants to go south, but trust me, man, the South's not what it's cracked up to be.
There is a little bit of an exodus that's going on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know that.
But we call it, but they'll boomerang back. You know,
I've had a couple of people tell me that.
they will. They'll boomerang back because, truth be told, man, it's hot down there. It's real hot.
Right now, it's crazy.
Oh, it's brutal. And when you start to realize that summer times up here are like fall down there, like
Yeah.
oh, it's unbelievable.
Well, we got nights now where we're getting down into the mid 40s now.
Oh yeah,
You can shut the air conditioner off if you even have one.
you can.
Just open up the windows.
You can. I know that's what we do.
Yeah.
We turn them off, save a little electricity. But you know, like next week it's going to get hot. What is it going to get like 84?
Yeah, it's going to be a snap next week for sure.
Is it going to be
Yeah.
like mid 80s or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're still good.
Wow.
Like mid 80s.
See, for me, I would love to go down there. I love weather. I'd love to go down there and get nailed by a couple of real good storms. I want to see a tornado, man. That's bucket list stuff for me. I want to see a tornado.
Dude,
I'm hoping that at some point I can see one. I would love to be a storm chaser,
I've been through about 9 of those.
and I don't want to see one, do I?
You know what, man? No, nope.
Exciting until you're right in the thick of it, huh?
When I was in 3rd grade, there was this farm right next to our school, and the truck was probably 100 yards away, and a tornado hit, and we saw it coming. Like we could see it turned pitch black outside, and you couldn't see anything. The winds picked up, and so we rush out to the hallway. We have tornado drills. We have to crouch down and stuff. Well, we came back in about 4 hours later. That truck was against the window of our classroom. Like, yeah, that was nuts. It was nuts. It is kind of, if you can see them in the distance, that's fun to watch.
Yeah. I watched the Storm Chasers show.
Right?
I love them.
Those dudes, they
love
get the armored vehicles.
I love it. I
Oh,
love
that
it.
stuff's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sound like such a fun guy, man. So tell me about your day today, because you're a little scuffed up.
I'm a little scuffed up. Yeah.
Tell me about your day today.
So we had basketball camp this morning
Okay.
in Barre, and we had 36 kids this morning.
Really?
Yeah, the most we've had all week between Barre and Williamstown's been 60. We had 36 at the Barre camp, and
Were you there, Chris? No, he's working.
I was working.
he's working.
Working.
He's working. But we had 36 kids and ran around the courts this morning and made sure all the knees that are scraped are cleaned and that kind of thing, and had some free throw shooting competitions. I challenged some kids into pig, and they beat me. And
You get right out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a little injury going on right now, so I got one good arm, so I can, I still got some game with one good arm.
What are the age of these kids now?
K through 8.
K
through
through
8th
eight.
grade.
So 8th grade, you can get some big boys.
Yeah.
What happens when they slam up against you?
Well, first of all, they stink.
Of course they do.
Yeah, right.
My gosh,
Middle school
I can
boys
only
don't
imagine.
use deodorant.
No.
They do not.
That's first off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for real. I have a 9-year-old, man, and I remember the day when he was cute and cuddly, and now he hits me.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of, I'm all right, man, I'm good, and then I cry later, right?
So you,
So that's what it's like with these kids, man. Right? I don't let them know, man. I don't let them know, and they're not gonna watch YouTube. No offense, right? They're not gonna see the
Yeah,
show, right?
right. Of course
Yeah,
not.
yeah. They hurt, man.
yeah.
They hurt.
And then at the end of the day, you're sore and you smell like 15 different kids.
Exactly. And then see my son's playing football at BYSA.
Oh.
So after I leave here, we go to football.
Oh,
So I'm really gonna smell here in a minute. I'm really gonna smell. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts to do a little sermon prep before coming in here today.
Yeah.
And just to kind of get a little reprieve, got some iced coffee in my system, and no one sat around me. No one. No one.
I love this guy, man.
No one.
And you told me, you're like, you got to meet him. You got to meet him. He's a regular dude. He's just a great guy.
Yep.
Thanks, man. I might give you a hug.
Please don't.
No, please. No hugs today.
We'll be good. We'll be good with that.
So what's next? So we have the camp that goes until the 16th, which is
Right. So
Thursday?
Friday we go. The camp goes till Friday, and then the Williamstown camp ends tomorrow night.
Okay.
So we bring in mission teams from North Carolina to help us with stuff and with all kind of projects. And we got a team from Aberdeen, North Carolina. They are phenomenal. And so they have to leave Friday at noontime to head back. And so we don't do an evening camp on Friday. So we've got the camp ending on Friday. The construction projects, I think they'll end probably Saturday.
Yeah.
They're going to keep collecting, but they'll distribute food and backpacks on Friday with the nursing home. I think they're going to be done either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. They were only allowed to do 3. Rosaire Bisson, who's a phenomenal guy, organized it, and we had to get clearances and stuff. So, and then we got the back to school bash on Saturday. And then coming up in October, we do a harvest festival. And so
Chris has told me about this before.
so we'll run through. I'm not trying to fabricate numbers, but about 150 to 200 people,
Yeah, it's about right.
something like that. We'll run through our building. This year we're going to change it up a little bit. We're hoping we can do a hayride and we're going to try to talk to the Granite Museum about doing a big bonfire.
Yeah.
The weather didn't hold up last year for us to do any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But and again, man, that's an effort for us that we're here. We just want to bless the community. But I'll tell you something top secret, man. You want to hear something top
It's
secret?
top secret right now.
It's well, I don't know.
Let it go.
When's this get posted? Because I haven't told all my leaders yet.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble. Just go on air now.
This is
It's
live
on air
right
now?
now. This is live right now.
All right. If I get fired, can you hire me?
Of course.
Come, we could tag team.
Of course I will. Dude,
I got slogans for Darn Tough Sock. I got a great slogan. I could help you write slogans.
don't let it go now.
Okay.
Somebody will steal it from you.
Okay, I'm
You
just
tell me
telling
after
you.
the camera shut off what it is, though.
I can do that.
All right. So
All right,
let the
man.
cat out,
You want
out
the
of the
cat out of
bag.
the bag?
Yeah.
So Tim Tebow has a ministry to special needs kids and teenagers called A Night to Shine, and it's a prom for kids and teenagers, and so it's February 7th, 2020. Currently in Vermont, there's 2 Night to Shine events. There's one in Essex and there's one in Rutland. Right?
Yes.
At Mission City.
Yeah.
And so we have just been approved to host one in Barre. And so we like within the last 2 weeks. And so we haven't told our church yet, haven't told our leaders everything yet.
Wow.
And dude, we're so excited. Man, I can't. It's gonna be the best party Barry's had since the Heritage Festival.
So we don't even know a date?
February 7th,
Feb 7th.
2020. So
And where?
we're gonna do it at FCC.
Right at the church.
Yep. We're supposed to have a DJ, no offense, but since I got Chris Wright and a live band,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just sign him up.
He's gonna put the hair back on from the old days. We're talking about the
I've seen it. Have you seen
Yeah.
the wig mullet?
The picture? Oh gosh, yeah.
Have you seen the picture of Chris Wright with the spandex on?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
I don't know about you, bro, but that gave me some nightmares.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta
Right?
go.
I mean, wow. You have seen that picture?
I have. He brought. I think didn't you bring it in?
No, I did not bring it in.
I'll get it.
I think
we'll get
Lisa
it from
brought
Lisa.
it in
Yeah.
I'd like a name of who did though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will never happen
edit
again,
that
ever.
part out.
So really, I mean, are
Yeah.
we gonna have the band play?
We have the band play.
Wow.
I'm hoping to have some special guests to come out. We're going to turn our church into a prom destination. We're going to have a step and see and photographers and the whole kit caboodle.
Can we get Tim Tebow to run to Vermont?
Man, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be a long shot because he does do live appearances. I just don't know if he'll come. His mom's coming in October. Pam Tebow's coming to speak at the BOR.
Really?
Yeah, she's coming.
You're gonna remind me about this, right?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, she. So I don't know. I was kind of hoping if they approved us, maybe we could swing a little Tim Tebow.
And some maple syrup his way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you ever seen him in person?
No.
He is ripped.
I'm sure. Sure.
He is ripped.
Throw some, throw some lift tickets and some maple syrup and some Cabot cheese. You don't know.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
You never, man. He might be a Vermonter when it's all done.
Wow. So Feb 7, that's a Saturday.
February 7th, Saturday night.
Okay.
I got to look. I don't want to tell you the time.
Right
yet.
at the Faith Community Church.
Yep.
Okay. A night to shine. That's for what age for that?
I have to go back and look, but I think it's like 10 to 18 years old. I got to go back and look.
You'll let me know.
I will.
And what about the basketball camp? You said K through 8?
K through 8.
Okay.
K through 8. So we try to run it kind of parallel to what the BYSA is doing.
Okay. So, question for you: what if is it too late to sign up for the basketball camp?
Never too late. It's never too late to sign for basketball camp. It's never too late to help out with our construction projects. It's definitely never too late to donate food and backpack supplies. Definitely never too well. It might be too late to help out with the nursing home stuff, but it's definitely not too late to either attend or to come help us out with the back to school bash.
And it's definitely not too late to just show up at
Right.
church.
Absolutely.
On Sunday.
Door is open. Come on in.
So, if there's a family that's listening now that their kid might be interested in doing the Barre camp or the Williamstown camp,
Right.
starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Williamstown's going at 5:30 tonight, right?
Right.
Saldy Field.
Saldy Field.
Just show up
Just show up.
tonight.
Yep.
5:30.
Yep. They'll register you when you get there. You have to fill out a form.
Will you be there?
I will not. I've got to coach football tonight.
You're coaching football. Wow. And then you can do tomorrow night too in Williamstown.
Do tomorrow night in Williamstown,
And you can also do tomorrow morning
in Barre.
at the Barre camp. That's right next to Playground 2000.
Right.
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning. And if you show up for the first time, you still just need to fill out you'll have to come in. We'll register you. We just got to get some emergency contact info and liability stuff.
Now let's get real, man. What do you say, and what do your church members say that are part of this basketball camp?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to people either right now, who, or face to face, who say, "Yeah, I'd love to do the basketball camp, but the whole God thing and Jesus Christ and church and all that, yeah, not interested. Yeah, stay away from that." What do you say?
Well, before I say anything, we've had that. Matter of fact,
I just want to play hoop.
yeah,
Don't be shoving that down my throat. I just want to play hoop. What do you say?
we've had parents to bring their kids Monday and not bring them back, and some of them did it because of just scheduling reasons, but some of them did it because we share the gospel. But what we say to them is listen, we're not going to force something on you or be disrespectful to you, but you need to know that the burden on us to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ, that man, he loved you, that while you were still a sinner, he loved you enough to die for your sins and to not let you experience hell, but to give you new life. That message is priority one for us. And we want to teach your kid how to dribble. We want to teach your kid how to shoot. But the message of the gospel is of higher priority. And so we're not going to force that on you. We're not going to be disrespectful about that. But at the exact same time, man, we are burdened to tell you that. Because you know what?
You got an uphill battle.
Oh, yeah. But you know what, man? There are so many hurting people. And it's not just a Barre thing. It's all over the world.
Everywhere.
Everybody's hurting, man.
No doubt.
And man, the message of the gospel is something that everyone needs to hear, know, and trust in. And so we're not going to coerce
And that breaks all stamps of Protestant, Catholic, Jewish. That just busts it all down.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, right now, there are families that have loved ones who are dying of cancer right now. And for them, they're going to think that cancer is their final end. Where's the hope in that? The hope is in the gospel of Jesus Christ, that what he did on the cross and taking your cross, my cross, Chris's cross, from us, and taking our place on the cross, didn't just wipe our sins away, but it conquered cancer. Cancer's not our final end. Our final end is in heaven with Christ. It is in his presence. Cancer doesn't have to be my final testimony, right? It doesn't have to be the final thing that I hear. You know what? In Barre, I read the Central Vermont Scanner News. So I whatever we believe or not believe about it.
So do I.
Here's the deal. You've got people every day who are suffering overdoses, and you got people every day who are trying their best to commit suicide, and they're going through all of these links, and they need the hope. They need hope, and their hope is not going to come from anything they can do. It's going to come from what Jesus did for them. And so their life does not have to be known by the attempted suicide. It doesn't have to be known for their addictions. Their life is known by the love that Christ has poured out for them, and he has saved them from that. And even, you know how great his love is? Romans 8 makes it clear that there's nothing that can separate us from his love. Nothing. Not one thing. Not death. Not some evil power. Nothing. Not a corrupt dictator.
Bad decisions.
Nothing. Right? Not one thing. And so, man, here's the deal. Here's the reality of his love. Jesus Christ, if somebody trusts Jesus with their life, but the reality is, man, life gets tough. And then let's say they make the decision to take their life. They make the decision to commit suicide. Their decision to take their life in no way nullifies what Jesus has done for them. He still loves them. He has still saved them, and heaven is for them. Like, how crazy of a love is that?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Because you know what? I just bought a car, right? I just bought a car. I had to make some serious decisions buying a car, right? So, number one, had to be within budget, and it needs to last me a while, right? And I'm not going to buy a piece of junk, right? Like, I'm not going to buy something that's rusted, dilapidated, I'm going to pour thousands of dollars into. I'm just not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy something that's jacked up and messed up. Here's the thing. I am the thing that's jacked up and messed up. Man, I'm a sinner, right? I'm a sinner. Chris, I love him, but he's a sinner, man. And I love you, but, man, you're a sinner too. But Jesus Christ still chose me. He still chose me.
Yeah.
He still chose you, and he still chose you. And there's nothing that can erase that love. And so, man, what would I say to that family? Listen, I'm not here to manipulate you. I'm not here to be disrespectful. But at the exact same time, there is not one piece of good news greater than the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I have to share that. It's not my job. It is the burden that is laid on my soul. Man, I can't help but share something that good. You know what I mean? I can't do it. Listen, if I don't play the lottery, but if I won the lottery today, I ain't telling none of y'all, right? Oh. I ain't telling none of y'all, right? Like I'm not. It's good, but I ain't gonna tell none of y'all, because you know what's gonna happen? Everybody's gonna be like, Chris, come here, man. Come here, man. You my best friend. I don't know you, but you my best friend.
So what you do is you change your name, shave your head, move to Canada or somewhere, and you'd still be preaching the gospel.
Right?
Am I right?
Probably. Or I might find some cabin somewhere in the remotest part of Vermont.
Would you bring your wife?
Absolutely.
All right. Just asking.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I gotta ask.
She's the best, man. So I, but you know what? I wouldn't share that good news.
Yeah.
And that's good news.
Yeah.
But the best news is the love that Christ has for us. And I am overly burdened to share that.
I see people talking about money and death and hope and belief and all that. I see people every day up at Mom's nursing home that come from great money. And I see people up there coming from no money.
Yeah.
They're all eating the same meal.
Yeah.
They're all sitting in wheelchairs.
Yep.
They're all on the same schedule.
Yep.
They're all under the same roof.
Yep.
And they're all going to die without taking a single dime with them.
Yep.
Nothing.
And man, listen, I love money like anybody else does. There's bucket list things that I would love to have in my life. Yes, I got a retirement plan I need to contribute to. I got a kid going to go to college, and I don't like being in debt. And I like good food, right? I don't know if I made that clear earlier.
You've made that
But I like Cornerstone.
Somewhat.
I could eat a Cornerstone every day.
Tuesday burger night.
That's a regular
This
for our
guy
family.
right here next to you, too. Oh my
Right?
God, he loves
Oh, yeah.
Cornerstone.
But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. Do you know what happens? I mean, I hate to say this, but it is true. More money is more problems, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is no where's the happiness in it?
Yeah, of course.
I watched my own family and friends
Sure.
who
Disintegrate.
are loaded. Yeah. The loved one in their family dies, and love turns into hatred with each other because they're all fighting over money.
Sure.
Man, I don't want to be poor, but at the same time, my life's not centered around money. It's not centered around money. My life is centered around what Christ has done for me, and I want to make sure everybody hears that. And if we have to if we have to lose the building in our church, I'm willing to do it. If it means, we have to give up our life. I mean, listen, man, I'm a beach bum. I went to college at the beach. There's not. If I would have gone to seminary at the beach if there was one, but there wasn't. And but I you know what, man? I remember thinking what life was going to be like for me with a jet ski riding down the Intercoastal Waterway and my nice truck, and I remember all that. But you know what, man? The reality is, if those things broke,
Yeah.
that'd have been a waste. And I would rather give my life to something worth more than just a jet ski and a truck and the Intercoastal Waterway.
I'm putting you on the spot, brother. What do you say to somebody that, I don't know if I want to go up and do that camp, and it's not really a basketball camp. What do you say?
Well, pretty much the same thing. The primary objective is to share the gospel and serve the community, which is what
Yeah.
they're doing. And you can hear the gospel and not decide to follow Jesus. I mean, people do it all the time. I love sharing the gospel whenever I can. I do share it in strange places. Some of the Jamie Lee Thurston gigs.
Sure.
That's not where you would think you'd be talking about that, but
It's a great place.
it just happens,
It's all a
And,
great place.
Yeah.
It's all a great place.
I can't recall anyone ever really just being like angry about hearing it.
Yeah.
I have had people say, well, that's good for you. I'm
Right.
glad you found that.
Right.
And I respond, it's good for everybody, man. It's like, I'm not telling you have to, but I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I hadn't learned about Jesus.
Of course.
Because I was planning to take my life. So,
Yeah.
and it's funny how God shows up at just the right time
Yeah.
and consistently all the time. And life doesn't open up with rainbows and halos, and all of a sudden, all your burdens go away, and,
Yeah.
and life is just awesome now, because it's not. It's it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I struggle every single day, with numerous things, and just knowing that regardless of what I do, regardless of what I think, Jesus still died for me.
Yeah.
And in my mind, for him to die for me is just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Because I don't deserve it. You know.
And it's not like we're, you know, this just popped in my head. It's not like we're playing basketball for 15 minutes and then we got 3 hours.
Right. Yeah.
That's just not how it is.
No.
We have fun. We're having a good time.
Oh, yeah. They're doing 2 rotations of skill development. And so there's 4 goals out there. And so each court has a certain skill development. And we break the kids down into age groups. And so for those 4 hours, they are getting breakfast, they're getting lunch, they're getting basketball skill development. And, you know, here's the other neat thing about that. The other neat thing about that is that not only do we have a team from North Carolina there, not only do we have us, locals, but we've got some of our students from our church who plays basketball or will be playing basketball at Spalding, or they play basketball in Williamstown that are at these camps. So we've got some leadership development that we're trying to put in place with some of these older kids playing with younger kids. So it far beyond the gospel. You know, our kids are falling in love with these teenagers that they're going to be watching playing ball here in the fall and winter.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And two, you know, the team from North Carolina that's here, a lot of them are either high school or college students. And a lot of those, they'll tell you, from North Carolina, they'll tell you, man, I want to live here in Vermont.
Really?
I want to live here in Vermont. And so we want to expose them to Vermont. Matter of fact, we set their schedule up so that, like, in the afternoons they would have fun. They'd have one good long fun day as well, because we want them to love our state. And so
hit some swimming holes while they're up here, if you can.
Yeah, we took them to the big hole in Moortown last year.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to go today, but they're waxed, man.
Yeah,
they're
sure.
waxed. So, but you know, one of my goals is those guys might be my future pastors, my future church leaders. Of
course.
And if they're willing to leave college and get a job here, why not?
Sure.
Especially with a governor with all these $10,000.
Yeah, to move here.
Oh yeah.
Email cautry, AUTRY at FCC, which is Faith Community Church, Barre. .com.
That's it.
But you can also text something to you text FCC VT.
FCC VT app. And to
77977.
You could also use the app finder on your phone and type in Faith Community Church, Barre, Vermont. And our church has an app. We update it about every month. If you go and download it and activate the push notifications, if I have time, roughly every week, I send out a whole list of here's what's coming up in the next week or so. Here's how you can plug into the.
But you're also on Facebook.
We are on Facebook.
But you're on Facebook, too.
I am on Facebook. So my personal page is Chris Becca Autry.
Chris Becca, BECCA, Autry, AUTRY.
That's it.
Or Faith Community Church. But if you don't have time to text, you don't have time to email, just show up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
In Barre or Williamstown.
Right.
Camp tomorrow night at 5:30 at Salty Field.
Barre at 8:30 in the morning.
Just be there.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Come on and play.
Get your game on. Have some fun.
That's right, man.
Thank you so much, boys.
Hey,
We're also streaming live, too.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
do.
if that was mentioned, but we stream live every Sunday, too.
On the FCC site?
Yeah, it's on
That's
YouTube.
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep, and you can go back and see all the archived services, too. You can watch all the past ones.
And the app has that info too. You can actually watch from your phone the services based from the app.
Man, thanks for all you guys do.
Hey man, thank
Let
you.
me know what else we can do to help out. Tim Tebow, if you're watching, if you're listening, please, come on, man. I mean, really?
Come to Vermont, dude.
You don't, why do you even need to think about it? We're going to take very good care of you, trust me. I know it's going to be cold in February, but Tim Tebow, if you know Tim Tebow, send him a note. Hey, thanks to Peak Entertainment, one of my sponsors of Aired Out, along with FGB Theaters. Man, we got some great films coming to the Paramount and the Capitol. We're going to be there broadcasting live for some of them. I'm so excited about it. Donnybrook Fight Promotions, the Battle in Barre 3, just wrapping up this past weekend with a record crowd. Cruise Planners and YourVoyagePlanner.com. Donna Sherman, so busy right now. I was in touch with her yesterday. She is just booking winter vacations like a mad lady. She's going to be on very soon, I think end of September, talking about some red-hot deals coming up this winter. And CW Print and Design, we appreciate everyone over there. Fontaine Forestry and Millworks of East Montpelier, and Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance of Orange, my presenting sponsors. We'll catch you next Monday. I'm J.D. Green. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing to Aired Out.